Problem of men treating women like coal is independent of ancient Greek. A case study into some of the ideas surrounding tribal warfare, pre-colonial era. Without specifying which country is being referred to, because this actually applies to absolutely everywhere, every continent you can imagine. Well, you're gonna if you're gonna visit that group, that tribe over there's land, you better make some noise to say that you're showing up, eh? They'll come and give you some hospitality if you got good manners. You might get a nice bit of supper and sit down by a warm fire, and as long as you're honest and treat people with respect, you'll be right. Go back to your turf later. Alright? Standard rules. You come in around and fucking scream and carrying on and start fucking stabbing people and act like a total dog. Okay? Yeah, you're gonna find a war party comes after you. And here's the other thing that used to happen, okay? Bridal abductions. Lots and lots of bridal abductions. So it turns out Mr. Gaga McWawa from unknown tribe on any continent, back around 20,000 years ago. How about 20 years ago? Or less. Way, way less. Just so happened to be poking his lecherous eyes around a tree. I wasn't following the law. Watched some pretty young women bathing in the lake. Discovered his weapon was trying to unsheath itself, and he couldn't help but feel delighted at the sight. So he went back to his camp, and he thought long and hard about what that meant to him. And there was one pretty young lady who took his fancy in particular, and he couldn't help it. He'd operate conditioned himself into some kind of chemically induced state of near psychosis. And then he went back to that tribe's land because he was from a neighbouring tribe, you see. And he snuck into her house. He snuck into a yurt. He snuck into a tent. He snuck into a humpy. He snuck into her adobe hut. He snuck into her mansion. He snuck into her house. And then he bundled her up, took her out the window and ran away, and took her back to his house, over the hill where his tribe were, and hid her in his place, and had his way with her and raped her repeatedly. Now that Andrew Tate type character was breaking the law of his own tribe, was breaking the law of the neighbouring tribe, did not impress anyone in either place. And as it so happened, in the olden days, they had a rule about that. Oi, you dickhead, you tribe, you're going to fucking off that man and sort him out, otherwise there's going to be a war and our war party's going to kill your tribe. Andrew Tate was going to get killed by his own tribe, lest the other tribe kill his tribe as well. That was the ancient custom. There was a response to bridal abduction. That's what it looked like. Now, one wonders why Andrew Tate's now staying at Mar-a-Lago. Why is Andrew Tate at Mar-a-Lago for? He doesn't represent the rest of the men. See? Bridal abduction. Out of a tribe of 200 men, there'd be one dickhead who'd spoil it for everyone else. And they'd have to sort him out. He'd get killed, he'd get banished, he'd get educated, he'd get tied up to a tree. There's been punishments going back thousands and thousands of years for that crap. It wasn't a case of every caveman was clobbering her over the head and dragging her to the cave for funky time. It wasn't. He could get killed for that. Heck, they even found him out amongst the Hobbits of Flores. You know, they weren't even Homo sapiens. They were a variety of Homo erectus. That those people, and they were a type of people, had evidence of caring for their disabled and their elderly. That their tribe favoured slowing down and being at risk over leaving one of theirs behind. They found evidence in their middens and the archaeological digs of that. That was Homo erectus. It wasn't even Homo sapien. It wasn't even Neanderthal or Cro-Magnons. It's Homo erectus. That's 3 million years ago. Because the Hobbits are a type of Homo erectus. Okay? They're a subgroup of them that went up in Indonesia and shrunk. Like a lot of beans in Flores. Smaller birds. And other types of beans too. Now, back 3 million years ago, during the Homo erectuses, they thought looking after members of your tribe and being respectful was a good thing. So you might imagine the early Homo sapiens also thought it was a good thing and had a long history of that being the custom. It's unsurprising then that if Andrew Tate went to a neighbouring tribe's village and abducted a nice young lady there because he thought his dick was a weapon, so maybe, just maybe, his tribe would be upset about it. Not just her tribe, his. And he would get into trouble for it. It's a problem with the Andrew Tates of the world. He's in the minority. He's in the 1%. He's special. He thinks he's at the top of the pyramid. To hell with your fucking pyramid. The assholes are on the bottom now. The 1% is now dropped to the bottom with the rest of the masses. And they're still acting like they're at the top, trying to rebuild their fascist hierarchy to try and prove that it's nature. But it's not. Oh, how Donald Trump sowed the seeds of his own destruction by bringing Andrew Tate there. Bad move. Bad move. Don't think Romania would like that too much. However, why did they release him though? Do you smell something stinky there maybe? Like something's off about that story? What do you reckon?